All right, welcome everyone. We're diving deep today into a story that's been making headlines. How did 18-year-old Gukesh D become the youngest world chess champion in history?
Well, we've got some fascinating sources to unpack here.
Yeah, some really cool stuff. We've got news articles, that 2024 World Chess Championship Wikipedia page.
Oh, and that YouTube video
Yeah, from mentalist Suhani Shah.
apparently predicted Gukesh's winning move.
It's wild, right? So this isn't just about like sports results.
Wow.
It's a story about talent, resilience, and the crazy mental battles that go on in top-level chess.
I mean, think about the focus, the mental fortitude to play at that level is just incredible.
Absolutely. And what's interesting is that, Gukesh's journey wasn't some like perfectly planned out thing.
Right.
His parents didn't set out to create a chess prodigy.
hmm
That BBC article mentioned they put him in chess classes just for after-school care.
Just something to keep him busy.
Yeah, his dad's a surgeon, mom's a professor, so they probably never imagined this outcome.
Adds a whole other layer to the story, doesn't it? Speaking of layers, we're going to get to that Suhani Shah video later.
Okay.
But first, let's set the scene for this championship match.
Okay, so paint us a picture.
We're at the Resorts World Sentosa in Singapore. Luxury setting for a battle of the minds.
I'm intense already.
A cool $2.5 million prize on the line.
High stakes. And adding to the pressure, we had Ding Liren, the defending champion, coming back after a break from chess.
Yeah, his journey back was a whole story in itself.
It really was. He had been struggling with depression, his form was a big question mark.
Even top players, Caruana, Carlsen, Nakamura, they all doubted whether he could defend his title.
Publicly doubted him, which adds a whole other layer of pressure.
It was a tough situation, facing this young prodigy while dealing with his own internal battles.
Right, and for Gukesh, I mean, he's been a grandmaster since he was 12, but this is a whole other level of competition.
It is, yeah.
I thought it was really interesting that Gukesh uses yoga and mindfulness to cope with pressure.
Shows a lot of maturity for someone his age.
Doesn't it? To have that kind of self-awareness.
It's a reminder that mental strength is just as crucial as chess skills.
Yeah, especially when you're facing someone like Ding Liren, China's first ever world
He
champion.
knew how to win at this level. He'd been there before.
So, all right, let's get into some of the match highlights. It was a real back and forth battle, kind of a roller coaster.
It was very dramatic.
Yeah. Game 1, we saw Ding take a surprise victory using the French defense.
Interesting choice.
Right. And he hadn't won a game in quite a while.
So that must have been a huge boost for him.
For sure. But any insights into why he opted for the French defense in this particular game?
Well, the French defense can be a solid opening.
Okay.
Very frustrating for the opponent, especially if you're aiming for a draw.
Ah, I see.
Given Ding's mental state, maybe he wanted to avoid risks early on, build some confidence.
A more conservative approach? Makes sense.
Yeah, a practical choice.
Yeah.
Emphasizing stability over, aggression.
Okay, so then Game 7 rolls around, and Gukesh really steps it up.
Things got interesting.
Oh, this was a nail-biter. Many commentators said it was the most exciting game of the entire match. What was it about Gukesh's strategy that made it so captivating?
Well, he went for a very aggressive opening system.
Okay.
Completely took Ding by surprise.
Really?
He deviated from, standard theory, introduced new ideas, put Ding on the defensive right away.
Wow. So we saw Gukesh's creativity.
Absolutely. And a willingness to take risks.
So the tension in that game must have been unreal, especially with all those missed wins on both sides. I mean, I can only imagine the psychological impact that had. Then in Game 8, things get even wilder, both players making these critical errors, missing chances to win.
Game 8, it was almost a mirror image of Game 7, just roles reversed. This time, it was Ding who had the advantage but couldn't capitalize. These missed opportunities really spoke to the pressure they were both under.
Yeah, every move carried so much weight.
Exactly. The slightest lapse in concentration could be fatal.
And then comes Game 12.
Oh, yeah.
Where Ding just dominated.
Dominant performance.
Even Carlsen praised Ding's accuracy. It was a crushing victory that leveled the score.
Brought him back into contention.
But Gukesh's usual opening strategy kind of backfired in this one, didn't it?
It did. Ding seemed to anticipate his aggressive line and was well prepared. He lured Gukesh into a bad position and just methodically outplayed him. Must have been a huge confidence booster for Ding after that shaky start.
Right. So going into Game 14, the final game, the score is tied. The tension must have been almost unbearable at this point. Both players had shown brilliance, but also made some uncharacteristic blunders. What do you think was going through their minds?
It's hard to even imagine the pressure. I mean, it's not just the World Championship title.
It's
Yeah,
everything.
it's the culmination of years of dedication, sacrifice
The weight of expectation.
from their countries, from the chess community. A single mistake could decide it all.
And that's exactly what happened, right?
Yeah.
On move 55, Ding makes this blunder, offers a rook trade while his bishop is trapped. It seems so simple, especially at that level.
It's fascinating how even the most elite players can fall prey to these seemingly basic oversights.
Right.
But remember, it's not just about moving pieces on a board. It's intense calculation, evaluation, trying to predict your opponent's moves, all while under incredible time pressure.
Yeah, it's a mental game.
It absolutely is.
The photos of Ding slumped over the board after realizing his error, they're heartbreaking. And then you have Gukesh, this 18-year-old, bursting into tears of victory. Such a contrast.
It really highlights the human drama of chess, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Vulnerability, the raw emotions that are often hidden beneath the calculated moves and the strategic brilliance.
Before we jump into what this victory means in the future of chess, we got to address that Suhani Shah video. This is where things get a little, well, unexpected.
Yeah, the video where she seemingly predicts Gukesh's move in a mental chess game against Bobby Fischer. Before we analyze it, maybe let's hear a snippet of that prediction. It's pretty remarkable. Okay, so this is from Suhani Shah's YouTube channel. She's talking to someone named KES. Here it is. Excerpt from the video, Gukesh World Champion. Uploaded on the YouTube channel, Suhani Shah. Imagine you're sitting and across you is a chess player, whoever you want. You can see the position on the chessboard. And think of the move, just think of what piece are you picking up? Say this piece in your mind, like if it's a pawn, for example, you'd say pawn. If it's a king, we'll say king, whatever it is, just say no. Line again, again, again. KES has a dead stare. He's not even blinking. Just think of the piece. And the square, do you have a KES wants to win? Basically,
Well, a piece?
yeah. I know, I'm trying to get this. Square ride, knight, are you thinking the knight, yes, knight H?
Yeah.
Knight H5? Yes, Swanee, did you get his opponent? But
Oh, I thought you forgot. Let me think of the opponent again, because I didn't focus. You just said the surname. You didn't say the first name in your mind right now. Yes, H. So you think of Bobby Fischer. Yeah, W, thank you. Knight H5 against Bobby Fischer.
wow. Wow, that's kind of eerie, right?
It is.
Especially that knight H5 move.
Yeah.
Very Gukesh, very aggressive.
Right. It sparked a lot of debate online.
I can imagine. It's hard to explain. You have the analytical, strategic side of chess, but then there's this intuition.
Right.
Almost like sensing the right move.
And this video seems to tack into that.
It does.
Do you think mentalism, intuition, actually plays a role at that level of chess?
I mean, it's been debated for years.
Yeah.
Some top players, they talk about trusting their gut, in certain positions. And when you think about it, there are just so many possible moves.
Oh, it's overwhelming to think about.
Intuition might be the only way to make sense of it all.
So maybe Suhani's prediction wasn't just luck. Maybe it's showing us a side of chess we don't fully understand.
It definitely makes you think. But let's get back to the actual results of the match.
Okay.
Gukesh, 18 years old, becomes the youngest undisputed world chess champion.
Breaks Kasparov's record.
Unbelievable achievement.
From after-school chess to world champion in 10 years. That's incredible.
Celebrations in India must have been amazing.
Oh, I bet. The Wikipedia page mentioned nationwide celebrations. Shows you how popular chess has become.
Especially in India.
Yeah.
And Gukesh is now a symbol of that.
Definitely a source of national pride.
He is.
But what I found really impressive was how grounded he seemed after this huge win.
Who did, yeah.
He said he doesn't consider himself the best yet. That title still belongs to Carlsen.
So humble.
Right. I mean, he achieved what many thought was impossible, but he's still focused on improving.
Recognizes that the journey isn't over.
So speaking of journeys, what about Ding Liren? Where does this leave him?
Well, on the surface, losing the title might seem like a setback.
Sure.
But remember, he was coming back from a really tough time.
Right. The depression his form had suffered.
Even reaching the final was a testament to his resilience.
You're right. He pushed Gukesh, the youngest world champion ever, to the very last game.
Exactly. And there were moments where he was dominant.
Like game 12.
Yeah. His accuracy was incredible.
So while the loss stings, it's important to look at the bigger picture.
Absolutely. He rediscovered his fighting spirit, proved he can still compete at the top.
And what about the impact of his story on mental health?
That's huge, especially in a high-pressure world like professional chess.
Right. He was so open about his struggles,
Yeah.
about seeking help,
It sends a message that it's okay to not be okay.
and that asking for support is a strength.
It is.
So Gukesh celebrates this historic win, but Ding Liren walks away with a different kind of
A
victory.
victory over
Bigger
self-doubt and a
expectations.
victory for mental health awareness.
I like that. This match really showed us the human side of
It
chess.
did. We often think of it as pure logic, pure calculation.
Right.
We saw the emotions, the pressure, the vulnerability, even, those unexplainable elements like the Suhani Shah prediction.
This deep dive became much more than just analyzing moves on a board.
It did. We explored the strategies, the psychology, the human stories.
And it's clear that the world of chess is changing.
Evolving.
We got this young champion breaking records, and a former champion inspiring us with his courage. What does this mean for the future of the game? I'm curious to hear your thoughts.
Well, Gukesh's win definitely signals a new era.
A changing of the guard.
Yeah. He brings this youthful energy, a new level of complexity to the game.
His style is so fearless.
He'll inspire a whole new generation of players.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not just about Gukesh.
Right. Ding Liren's comeback, his openness about mental health, that could change the culture of chess.
Create a supportive environment.
Where it's okay to be human, even for the best players.
Exactly. And who knows, maybe this will encourage more research into intuition and mental strength in chess.
Yeah, like what we saw in the Suhani Shah
It
video.
definitely got people talking.
It did. This whole deep dive has given me a new appreciation for chess.
Such a complex game.
We've only just scratched the surface.
There's always more to discover.
I don't think I'll ever look at a chessboard the same way again.
I hope this has sparked a sense of curiosity in you too.
Me too. Whether you're a serious player or just starting out, there's something in chess for everyone.
Maybe, as you explore the game, you'll learn a little something about yourself along the way.
Because, like in chess, life is full of unexpected moves, challenges, and moments where we have to dig deep, find our inner strength.
Beautifully put.
It's amazing how much we've unpacked from just a few sources.
We really went deep, didn't we?
Yeah, it started with Gukesh's win, but then became this whole exploration of resilience, the mental side of chess, even that Suhani Shah prediction.
It's all thanks to the great source material you provided. It let us analyze the games, but also the human side of things.
Right, those human stories. So, what about Ding Liren's plans? I think the sources said he's thinking about focusing on faster formats, like rapid and blitz chess.
Interesting.
What do you think's behind that?
Well, faster formats, they require different skills.
Yeah.
Less time for deep calculation, more about intuition, making quick decisions.
So maybe it's a way for him to tap into that intuitive side we talked about. Kind of like what Suhani Shah was doing.
Could be. And the faster pace might be a nice change after that intense world championship. A way to enjoy chess without all the pressure.
So he's kind of choosing to play on his own terms.
Exact. Prioritizing what feels right for him right now.
Hmm.
And that's a powerful message, isn't it?
Yeah.
Even after a loss, even after setbacks, you can redefine what success means to you.
Yeah, there's more than one way to win in chess and in life.
Absolutely.
Gukesh, he got this incredible victory so young, and Ding, he's winning in a different way.
Prioritizing his well-being, exploring new things.
I feel really inspired by both of their journeys. Gukesh shows us age doesn't matter, you can achieve anything. And Ding, he reminds us that setbacks don't define us.
Well said. This deep dive has been a real eye-opener. I'm not sure I'll ever see chess the same way again.
Me neither. And I hope our listeners feel the same way.
Whether you're a chess expert or just learning, there's always something new to discover.
Right. And as you explore chess, maybe you'll also discover more about yourself.
It's a game that can teach you a lot about strategy, about resilience, about the power of the mind.
So until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.
We'll see you then.